Yeah, as we're finding our feet, let's just orient ourselves into our space. And I notice when I do that, I kind of feel my feet on the floor and I start to adjust my stance. We're going to stand about feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. Your knees are soft. And as I orient myself to the space, I notice I move my eyes. I don't dart around per se, but I sort of gather my awareness into the room that I'm in. And I also notice I just naturally and instinctively start to move my hands through the space like I'm combing my fingers through a field of energy, of chi. And as I'm doing that, I start to call myself back home into my center. And I invite you to do that same thing, calling yourself here. And anytime you practice Qigong with me, you know where this might be your beginning, but I always bring us through across the threshold, across the gate. Just like when you enter in a dojo or a temple, you bow. And so, just like when you're in a dojo or a temple, you remove your shoes. You do not need to remove your shoes, but it's a symbol of removing your shoes and crossing into a threshold, into a new space. The space, the word dojo means place of enlightenment. So, we're stepping into our sanctuary with that same sort of reverence for the practice. And so, as we're at this threshold, as we're at this gate, I'm your gate guardian. I'm inviting you in. And this is an opportunity for you to be honest with yourself. And your question, your inquiry here is, what needs to be released for you to deepen your relationship with your breath? For you to fully surrender to your breath. And whenever that comes to you, I invite you to bring your feet closer together, like you're drawing yourself in, and give a humble bow and set that down. Just set it down for now. And feeling as if you're literally emptying your cup. You're emptying your thinking mind. And when you feel that exchange has happened, reconnect with your soles of your feet on the earth and just take as many breaths as you need to slowly inhale and fill your body up with new, fresh energy as you unfurl your spine, as if you're emerging, uncoiling, arriving into our practice. And once you have fully emerged, then you can simply step across the threshold into our sanctuary. Welcome. I invite you to bring your hands over your lower dantian. It doesn't matter which hand is on your skin and which hand is on the outside. We're going to start with deep abdominal breathing. And your lower dantian, where is that? What is that? Just bring your attention to the space that's below your belly button. if you wanted to locate it, many teachers describe that if you draw a line from your navel to directly across to the back, this right here is called Mingmen. This is the door of life, or the gate of life. Taoists love gate. So this is a gate. Your front gate and your back gate. And then if you draw the two lines down toward your perineum, you're creating a triangle. And in the middle of that triangle, somewhere in the middle of that triangle is where your lower dantian is. My lower dantian is a little back and lower than that. Each one of us will have a different spot. The invitation here is to bring your mind, your intention, down into this place. And as you breathe in, we're going to do deep abdominal breathing. And you're going to breathe in and you expand your abdomen. Into the front, and the back, and the sides. And then as you exhale, your abdomen draws back, your pelvic floor draws up, everything draws in. Breathing at your own rate and rhythm, inhaling, bringing your mind to your center as you breathe deeply and expand outward. Keeping it down here to the best of your ability for right now. And then exhaling, drawing it in. Let's do this for a few breaths. Slow and deep, at your own rate and rhythm. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. This breath is the foundational breath for our Qigong practice and most healing practices and meditative practices. Really bring your attention here. Pay attention. You don't have to follow your breath in and out, but pay attention to how your abdomen expands, your pelvic floor, your back, and how it contracts. And pour your mind down into that space, as if your mind could fill that space, like that's a container. And there's a part of your mind that's doing this action. And there's another part of your mind you might be in touch with that's observing you doing this action. That part of you that's observing you fill your abdomen is a compassionate part of you. It's a part of loving awareness. That, I would say, is a representation of Kuan Yin. This observer, compassionate part of you as you breathe. Now, let's shift a little bit. Same breath, but we're going to do something with our hands now. I'm actually going to take this off. This is called belt breathing. Belt breathing, this you have an energy meridian vessel that runs along your belt channel. It's the only one that runs horizontal. The rest of them run vertical. So this belt channel is responsible for your balance, and it's responsible for your guardian chi, and it's responsible for lots and lots of things that are related to women's health. So the invitation here is coming back to your breath, having your hands rest between your ribs and your pelvis, that space in between, bringing your intention down, back down to your lower dantian as you breathe. And as you breathe, as you inhale, feel your hands float out. And now as you exhale and squeeze in with a little bit of muscle, squeeze in. And so you're exhaling, everything's getting tighter and smaller and squeezed in. Now keep your hands there a little bit strong. And so when you inhale, you're having to use muscle to push your hands out. The point of this practice is to create strength in your breathing mechanisms and to strengthen your belt channel. So as you exhale, you press in, keep it pressed in. As you inhale, use some muscle to push your hands out. And then stay with your own rate and rhythm, inhaling and exhaling, keeping your hands fairly secure. Feeling how this is working your diaphragm and the muscles of your breathing. This is belt breathing. One more time. Now, once you exhale, you can remove your hands. And now, when you inhale, feel how your breath just expanded so much wider out. That's creating more of this space around you, more of your boundary. Let's do one more breath. This is called kidney breathing, and I'm just going to turn to my side. You don't have to, but just so you can see, and I might even actually turn around. But kidney breathing, same principle. We're going to come back to our breath. You're inhaling, your abdomen's expanding. Exhaling, everything's drawn back. But what we're going to do this time is we're going to take our hands and place them on your kidneys. Your kidneys are actually kind of hard to get to because they're really protected. They're the deepest part of you. And one of you mentioned the connection between preparing for winter. And there is an axiom in Qigong, and I always thought it meant, this is what it says. It says, know the white, but stick to the black. I always thought it meant know yang, but stick to yin. And it could mean that. But what it also means is know white. That means know lungs, know how to breathe, white, autumn, the color white. But stick to the black. That means stick to the kidneys. That means know how to breathe and adhere your breath to your kidneys. When you can adhere your breath to your kidneys, you're preparing from autumn into winter. You're doing that natural thing. You are also going to bring your breath deep down into your body. You're going to moisturize your breath, and you're going to keep the circulation flowing. A lot of us are yin deficient, especially when we go through menopause and perimenopause. We get really hot flash and we get really yin deficient. This is a way to maintain yin energy in a healthy way. So this is actually very important. So this breath is called kidney breathing. So what you're going to do, come back down to your breath, to your lower abdomen. And when you breathe in, your abdomen expands, the front of your abdomen expands. But you kind of gently squat down and tuck your pelvis under. So then what it also expands is this part of your back. So your abdomen is expanding and your back. And then when you exhale, you just kind of just release it. Your pelvic floor will come up a little bit. And then when you inhale, abdomen expands. You gently squat down, tuck your pelvis, and open. You're breathing into your kidney. Exhale, release, inhale. As you're inhaling, bringing your attention to expanding your abdomen and opening the back of your body. You're opening Mingmen, the door of life. You're opening your kidneys. Let's just do one more breath this way. And this one I feel like takes the most practice. To really get the breath to fill this space. So just take your time with it. Know that this is something to learn. If you're to learn something, it would be this today. This is what I would invite you. Let's just rest for a moment. Okay. And now I'll send you a recording of a deeper practice for this next breath. It's just an audio recording. But this will come here for a moment. We'll call wave breathing. So these practices we were just doing, they brought our attention and our intention down into our lower dantian. If you're going to be an alchemist and learn a refining process, you have to cultivate and develop a lower dantian. You don't just have it. It's just like you have a plot of land and you want a garden, but you actually need to create a garden bed. So these breaths create that garden bed. Okay, so wave breathing. This breath will help move energy now through our body, and it helps open us up into more movement. So one hand on your lower dantian, the other one on your chest. So coming back to our breath in just a really relaxed way, you're going to breathe in through your nose. And as you breathe in, you're expanding. And let this breath rise now, belly to ribs, all the way up into your chest. Until you naturally just want to exhale. And then when you exhale, just release the breath through your nose, from your chest, down through your ribs, down through your belly. This is called wave breathing because it's like a wave. As you inhale, the wave rises from belly, ribs, chest. And there's a gentle pause. And then the wave comes down, chest, rib, belly. There's a gentle pause. When it naturally comes, belly, rib, chest, and feel this now filling your whole torso. And then feel it flow down, chest, rib, belly. At your own rate and rhythm, like a wave. Noticing the pause and the movement. And since we're in autumn, notice that exhale and that pause. That release that happens. So that's a deep, full breath. We are going to do, and let's kind of stick with that wave sort of breath. And notice there might have been some places. I noticed some places where my breath got a little stuck. That's just normal. So let's just stretch this out. Okay. So when you're ready, you're going to just take a nice deep breath. And as you do, your hands are going to float up all the way up with your inhale. And then you're going to cross palm over palm. And so first we're just getting the mechanism. And so at the top, your inhale, and then you'll, if you can, you inhale just a little bit more. And then when you're ready, you exhale out. And really feel that exhale where you're closing your body. And then when you inhale, fresh breath pours in all the way up, and then palm to palm, and then inhale a little bit more, and then release whenever you're ready. Move at your own rate. My breath might not be in sync with yours. That's okay. Feel yourself filling up all the way, and then a little bit more. And then releasing and letting go completely. We'll do this a few more times. All the way up, up, up. Even more. Full. Let your breath be the guide. A little bit more. And then release. And let's just pause here and let your breath recover. That's a big, full breath. When you're pausing, you can just stand in Wuji. You can stand in Wuji. And when you stand in Wuji, your feet are still rooted, top of your head is lifted, and there's this openness. You can stand like this. Your fingers are pointing to the earth. Or you can stand. This is a classic movement for the lung. This is called low standing tree. So let's come here for a moment in this space. We're gonna work with that same sort of breath and open up the mechanisms of breathing. So this is called Buddha holds up the earth, and often we do it as a flow, like super soft flowing movement. But this time we're gonna do it as a stretch. So the mechanics are your hands are face up when you start your inhale. And when your inhale naturally arises, your hands float, and then when they're about chest level, your palms are facing your chest. And then at the peak, your palms do this nice coil, and they're up at the sky. Your palms are facing toward the sky. And since this is a stretch, you're like opening, and there's like some power here. And so just for now, so I'm talking a lot. Just collect your breath. Just let this be this inhale here. And then when you exhale, you're exhaling out through your nose, and your palms make this gentle coil down, palm face up. So that's the movement. So we'll inhale and open. Inhale a little more, and then release. Again. Your lung meridian runs through your arms and in your thumbs. So as you're releasing, feel this nice coiling down through your arms, through your thumbs. Full full deep breath, belly, rib, chest, open and release. Let's do this one more time. And now from here, go ahead and just lower your left hand. Keep your right hand on top. Just pause for a second here. And now turn your palms away from each other. And now as you inhale, gently push your palms away as you gently lean, bend, grow toward the fingers that are on top. Oh, and so you're inhaling. And then when you're ready to exhale, you exhale, and now you just gently drop your elbow, and so your top hand gently floats down as your bottom hand grows up. You're inhaling here. And as you're inhaling, there's this gorgeous coil with your palm. And that inhale continues as you press your palms away, as you're opening up the side of your body. And then when you're ready to exhale and close, you return to center, drop your elbow, let your bottom hand grow. Inhale, press your palms away. And then release. This is called separating heaven and earth. Pressing your palms away. And exhale. Closing your body. Breath. Inhale a little more. And release. Just come back to center. Now, take a breath, stabilize, recover. Now, this top hand, just go ahead and bring it behind you. And this front hand continues, and it wants to stretch and like look over your shoulder. Now, I'm staying centered. I'm not stretching. I'm in my center. I'm just twisting from my hips and waist and low back. And I'm turning and I'm looking over my shoulder. And now look, my palms are pressing away. This is your exhale. A big part of Qigong is releasing, purging, letting go, wringing out of old energy. And see how you're coiling and twisting? You're releasing old energy. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale. The back hand comes across your chest, and that front hand goes behind you. And as you exhale, you press your palms away as you're wringing out your spine, your abdomen, your arms, your muscles, your lungs. You're purging. So you're going to inhale. We're moving real slow as I'm talking. Let's just synchronize this with our breath. Exhale, palms press away. Inhale back to center. Exhale, wring out, twist, coil, release. Bring in new, fresh energy right here. Really feel that fresh inspiration. And now this letting go. Fresh, courage, confident to fully let go of what's been stuck in there. Let's do this one more time on each side. Moving at your own pace. Last one. Inhaling back to center. Hands, low standing tree. Feeling relaxed, feeling comfortable. Maybe just adjust your body. What we're going to do right here is I invite you to open up your stance just a little bit and bring your hands to your chest. We're starting to connect with these variations of white crane here. This is called soaring crane. So you're a little bit wider, coming back to your breath. Your breath is going to be the leader. When you're ready to inhale, you're going to open. And you're opening your chest. And then when you're ready to exhale, you close. And it's like your chest goes toward the earth. Inhale, chest to the sky. Exhale, chest to the earth. Really closing and opening. Bringing in fresh, opening your heart, opening your mind, opening yourself, and then coming back to yourself, back to the earth. Beautiful. While our legs are wide, we'll come back to some white crane. There's 3 pieces we'll share. While our legs are wide, I don't normally do knocking on the door of life this way, but since we're this way, let's do it. We're going to shift your weight from side to side, and as you do, it's as if you're like pushing off the ground, and this energy from the earth comes up through your leg, up through your body, and then it like expresses itself through your hands. So as you're turning from side to side and shifting your weight, normally when we do knocking on the door of life, we don't shift our weight. But since we are shifting our weight, what we're doing is we're connecting with the earth energy. You're connecting with the power of your legs and with your roots. And that's what happens in autumn. You know, we do our breath and then we bring the energy down into the roots, right? We let go of a lot of stuff. So feel that you're like connecting now with your root structure. And as you're knocking on your body, this is an activation here, right? You're clearing energy, you're creating space. All this is your space. This is your boundary. You're doing that. And you're also knocking on your lower dantian, on your belt channel, on your kidneys. So you're doing a lot here. This is a foundational practice that is carried into every season. And so now from here, bring one hand up to your kidneys and then one hand onto your lungs. So your hands are coming, knocking on your kidneys and your lungs. And that's fortifying that connection between your lungs and your kidneys. And you might feel your body loosening up a little bit. You might feel your body warming up a little bit. Oftentimes we'll do healing sounds here. It's a time to release and let go and activate. Let's bring our hands back down. Back down. And start to slow it down. Start to slow it down. And when you slow it down, it's just you take your hands off your body and then you just gently uncoil, unwind. You're connecting with water. So right now, you're watering your roots. Water your roots. And come back to stillness. I invite you to bring your feet back toward shoulder width. If you want to shake out, you need to. And now we're going to knock on our chest. So these are your immune points, right? In the course, we're going to go through all the immune points. But today, we're not going to go through all the specificity, but this is the, and you know what? That's a nice thing about Qigong, honestly. You know, you could know all the points, and that's cool, but you also don't have to. Just come to this spot. Knock on this spot. You're knocking on your thigh. And this is what I used to tell my son, and I used to do this all the time. I still do this all the time. Your bones, we're knocking on your thymus right here, and there's in your kidneys. Your body remembers. So you might as well say something true. And I always say when I pound on my thymus like this, I am strong. My body is strong. Every cell in my body is working perfectly. My immune system is healthy. I am inspired. Whatever it is you want to say. But my immune system, powerful. Every cell in my body is working perfectly. Now just let your hands rest. So these points are the general points for emotional well-being and immune system. But the number one point for your healthy immune system in your lungs is lung 1 and lung 2. So I'm going to come a little bit closer. These are called alarm points. They're supposed to be tender, right? But if they're super tender and after you've massaged them and you've worked on them, then maybe check it out. You might be, getting sick like I was last week. Last week, they were very tender. This week, not so much. So you find your collarbone, and then find your collarbone, and then find down right there where it's tender, a couple fingers down, and just rub it. Woo! Be gentle. Don't hurt yourself. Just rub your collar, rub a few finger breaths below your collarbone. This is called lung 1. Lung 1 and lung 2 are side by side. So you're just going to simply massage this point. And then let's do the other side. Just find your collarbone. And then a few finger breaths down, that tender spot right there. That's it. And then in your own self-care practice, just massage the whole area. But knowing that this is the spot right here. This is your number one immune boosting acupressure point. So breathe here. That breath you've been breathing, that powerful full breath. Breathe here, knowing you are doing a self-healing, a self-care practice. This is one of the best practices. You're releasing old energy, you're bringing in fresh energy, you're stimulating and sending love to these points while you're in a parasympathetic state. This is powerful medicine. Beautiful. Let's do one more little practice and we'll drop into a flow. We'll shake. So the lung meridians run down your arms. Well, let's just do this actually. Sorry. We'll just do this. Tap right here on that spot. And then go down your arm to your thumb. And up to your shoulder. Back to that spot. Other side. Down your inside your arm to your thumb. Up the outside. Now pause. You just activated your lung meridian. Okay? So from here, let's shake. So as we're shaking, You loosen up your wrists, your lung meridian. When we go into autumn Qigong, the full season, a big part of it is healing, right? You become your own best healer, and then you also illuminate your hands so you become a healer for others, right? You have hands of light. So if you want this energy to flow freely, you got to open up your wrists. Now your elbows, now your shoulders. And we can start to do our whole body, and we'll do the lung sound. And the lung sound sounds like the letter Z. The lung sound is purging, it releases, it carries pathogens and toxic energy away. Let's try that one more time. Letting that settle. Letting that settle. Feeling how your whole arm fills up with energy. And come now with standing in low standing tree, but I want you to see my fingers. Thumb, that's where your lung meridian, and your first finger, they touch. So we've cleansed, we've cleared, we released, we let go, we twisted, we shook, we're done with the purging. Now it's time for us to draw in energy, to extract energy out of thin air and to hold it and to bring it into our body. So even though we're going to exhale out, when we hold our fingers together like this, we're not releasing the energy. We are releasing just the breath. So let's come into this posture for a moment. If your elbows are round, we're connecting now with tonifying and building and extracting energy. So I want you to think and notice this circles, your fingers are touching. In these circles, there's a lot of strength in a circle. Imagine white light in this lung channel. So there's this circle here, there are these circles, and there's ultimately a big circle of white light around you. And when we do this practice, we're going to be breathing in white light into our lungs. So let's just be here for a moment, slowing down, bringing our attention and our intention to our breath and to the posture and to the white light as we're creating a healthy boundary. So when you're ready, your hand is going to gently rise up and out as you inhale. Now, as you exhale, your first finger and thumb touch. And bring your hands in. Inhale. Opening up, creating space. This is your boundary. And now exhale. Your fingers are containing the energy, even though you're exhaling. You're now drawing inspiration, and you are collecting it into your sphere. And you're drawing breath into your lungs, white light, and you're releasing your breath, and yet you're containing that energy and that healing in your body. You're fortifying yourself. You can start to let your hands float down just a little bit. And what you might notice is that you're drawing in breath and energy to deeper areas of your lung as your hands change. And yet you're still containing this healing inspiration, this confidence, this powerful immune system. And even though your hands are essentially moving in front of you and beside you, you're a hologram. This is happening also intended to be happening behind you. So you're at the center of a sphere of white light. Each breath, white light pours into your lungs. And each exhale, you're collecting that energy, extracting it out of thin air and drawing it into your body. Letting your hands float down. Drawing the breath deeper. And down even slow. And I'm going to just share one more final piece with you just because it feels so good. I just want to give you this one final piece and then we'll be complete. This is the third part of this soaring crane. Ready? Here we go. You're going to bring your hands at any level that feels right for you. You're going to inhale, hands open. Exhale, first finger, thumbs touch. You're releasing your breath, but you're drawing this white light. Right now, open your hands and inhale and draw this white light and this healing energy into your lungs. Expand your abdomen. Draw this white light into your lungs and your entire body. Now drop your elbows and push out as you exhale. You are creating this boundary, this space. Inhale. First finger, thumbs touch. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful white pearly light into your lung. Drop your elbows. Press. Squat down a little. Be solid in your power of creating a healthy boundary. In silence. One more time, nice and slow. Let your hands come down. Low standing tree. First finger, thumb touch. Feel your breath come down, down, down into your lower dantian. Feel your lungs are filled with white, pearly light. You have rings, spheres, circles of power within you and all around you, fortifying your immune system, your healthy boundaries, so you can stand in your worth and value, speak your truth, move confidently through life, being inspired. Your roots are deep in the earth. Your breath is clear and open. Your mind is clear and open. Your energy is down, being stored down, creating this elixir field in your lower dantian. And these are postures of power, so you are tuning to the highest frequency of that, the highest frequency of metal, of clarity, of discernment, accuracy. I invite you now to pull down the heavens. One inhalation as your hands come up, one exhalation as your hands float down. As you are integrating this practice, you're closing your practice now. You are bringing all of this experience into the unified field of a harmonious body, knowing you just did something incredibly healing for your lungs, for your spirit, for yourself, and ultimately for all of us. This last time, as your hands float down, just let it feel like you are just completing. And anything that feels undone, just let it find its place. And let this energy that you extracted out of thin air, just let it come down, solidify, and anchor into your lower dantian. And anything that seems like compost that needs to be continued to let go, to release, it just goes out the sides of your legs down into the earth. Bringing your hands to your lower dantian, sealing it in, making a circle, sealing it in. And I invite you to bring your feet a little closer together. This is called bamboo in the wind. And then your body might rock and sway a little. And it's all just letting all that energy find its way to your center. Ideally, you're feeling energized and clear and relaxed. And then from here, we're going to bow out. Right hand makes a fist. You are powerful, you are confident, you are present. And left hand covers it. You are patient. You can both inhale and exhale, release and let go. Bring this to your heart and observe yourself, your beautiful heart, with love and compassion. And we bow. And as we bow forward. We're bowing to each other. We're bowing to the practice. We're bowing to the crane. We're bowing to the process we're in. And we're bowing to our teachers, to our teachers' teachers, and to the teacher within. And when you're ready, take a nice inhale. Draw that humility and that reverence back into yourself and step back across the threshold. You're now back in your life, in your space. And I invite you to journal for a few moments about anything that came up for you in the practice. And we'll meet back together as a circle to debrief. And I am going to ring this bell.